Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. We've got a little bit of mini bike action going on today, so come check it out. Okay, so what we've got is Tucker's mini bike right here, the little blue Baja, and over the course of riding it, we've made some modifications. Obviously, we've got the 212 with the torque converter, which is right there in the background. But we had to extend the foot pegs on it when we first put the 212 and the torque converter on. I actually added 5 inches to each side of the foot pegs to clear the engine and the torque converter. This right here is the original foot peg, which I've already removed from the bike, but you can see the weld lines here and here, and same on the other side here and here, where I've had to add 2.5 inches to each side to extend the foot pegs out. The problem with just cutting and welding the extensions in on the foot pegs is it's not very stout. Basically, you're making a butt weld all the way around the pipe. Now, the correct way to do it is actually to put a plug or a smaller section of pipe inside and use that to reinforce. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have the material to do it, so I just did it the two butt welds. But what we're doing is, or what I've already done, is I've removed the old foot peg, which you just saw, and I have fabricated a new foot peg bar. So this is 1 inch, 120 wall, mild steel, DOM. The advantage of just doing a complete swap is it's one structural piece of steel. There are no cuts, there are no welds in it, with the exception of the welds for the foot peg brackets on either end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish welding this guy up, and then I'm going to go ahead and install the headlight mounting bracket up onto the handlebars. So let's go make some sparks. On a quick side note, before we start making some sparks, my buddy Nick went and picked up some new LED fluorescent light banks, which are these guys up here, and we installed 4 of them on Sunday. And even with the shop door closed, even though it's daylight outside, it just makes a huge world of difference in here. It also highlights the areas that we should clean a little bit better. Alright, now we got the foot pegs welded in. Let's go ahead and mount this headlight bracket. So to get the underside of this headlight bracket, I'm going to have to take the whole thing apart. And you might have been looking at it and saying, hey, well, the frame's a little scuffed up and all that, so aren't you going to paint that? And especially with the new foot peg bar. And I don't think I'm going to paint it. I think I'm actually going to strip this whole thing down to bare frame, take the handlebars off, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have this prepped to get powder coated. There's a local company here in Tri-Cities, Tri-City Powder Coating, but we're going to get this guy prepped and ready to get powder coated. And there it is. One headlight bracket. So the last thing we got to do to this frame, the last major thing we got to do to this frame before powder coating, is we got to get the bearings out of this neck tube. Unfortunately, there is a sleeve in between the two bearings, which we're going to have to kind of work around. But we're going to get these bearings out, and then I'm going to take a look at the frame, maybe grind a little bit of stuff down just to get this thing ready to be powder coated. Now they're going to sandblast it before they powder coat it, but I still want to make sure that everything welding wise is where it needs to be before they powder coat. So I'm going to get these bearings out real quick. Real time, folks, because you can hear the phone ringing. That was like 2 hits and this bearing came out. So I'm going to use my pin punch and I'm going to come back up through and we're going to drive that top bearing out. There it is. Alright, so we've got the whole frame completely disassembled. I've gone over and I've touched up some areas that I wanted to touch up with the grinder. The headlight mount is all done, welded both sides, and ground down, looks smooth. I actually did straighten the handlebars out because this has been wrecked a few times, and this handlebar was back just a little bit further than the other one. So we've got that all straightened up. Every piece here, the engine spacer, tensioner plate, the foot pegs, because these get hit hardest of all. And I think I'm going to do the fenders as well, which means I'll probably have to end up buying a new Mighty Car Mods chop sticker. I know this was kind of a shorter video, but look forward to reassembling this thing after we get it powder coated. Thanks for watching.